The American Institute of Wine and Food is dedicated to advancing the understanding, appreciation, and quality of wine and food through fun and educational experiences. The Days of Taste program is a signature program for the Dayton AIWF chapter. Each year, more than 200 fifth grade students from Southdale, Wright Brothers, and Holy Angels schools participate in this program, working with school teachers, principals, chefs, and master gardeners. The key initiative is to educate elementary school children about the origins of healthy, nutritious food, taking them from farm to market to table and introducing concepts of healthy eating.
This organization was founded about 35 years ago by Julia Child, Robert Mondavi. And the whole idea was to meld good wine and nutritious food and healthy eating and all that together, families eating at the table. And about 10 years after that, Julia came up with the idea of having children, and we're talking fifth graders, sixth graders, learn where their food comes from and then how it goes to market, how it gets to the table, and what healthy food is.
The program begins with a trip to Rosemary's Garden on Stutzman Road, a 3-acre garden in which all produce is organically grown. 8 stations are set up, each explaining and demonstrating different aspects of growing produce. Children move through all 8 stations and learn about herbs, plant life cycles, green leafy vegetables, tubers, tools, and technology. They have the chance to taste, touch, smell, ask questions, and take notes for further classroom discussion.
You know, we have professional presenters, and these presenters talk about like good bugs and bad bugs and composting and technology and seeds and all kinds of wonderful things, what you can do with the plants and how we can use them, use herbs as ointments and different things. A lot of the students here do not have these experiences, and what's really great is not only do we include this in our classroom and in our school at Southdale, but we've had many students that will come up this following spring. They will plant their own gardens and at their own homes because of this experience. And so we are trying to encourage growing locally. We try to have the students take ownership and responsibility for their own food and understand all the work and energy that goes into growing your own food.
The next step in the program is a behind-the-scenes tour of Dorothy Lane Market, where students learn about how food is received and prepared at the market. Each year, the tour includes stops at the bakery, produce, and meat department, plus the pizza station with opportunities to interact with Dorothy Lane Market representatives.
The neat thing about Days of Taste here is that we actually get to take the kids that have been at the farm already, and they get to see what happens with produce once it actually hits the retail environment. So we thought it was neat, and after much discussion, we picked out 4 areas of the store that we thought the kids would enjoy. So they go to pizza, and they get to see pizza made from scratch. They get to taste the pizza, look at how the ovens are work, see the fresh produce and the cheese that we actually make for the pizza. Then they get to go to produce and look at the different fruits and vegetables that are probably grown, similar to how they're grown at Grandma's Garden, but kind of cleaned up and ready for the consumer to buy, so that's pretty neat. We take them back into the production area, so they see how breads are made, cupcakes are made, frosting, they get a little taste of things, and I really think it's an eye-opener for a 5th grader to see how fancy the store is and really how non-fancy the inside workings of a store can be, and all the different jobs and busyness that has to happen in order to make a store work.
Next, the executive chefs from Dorothy Lane Market and the Dayton Racquet Club visit the schools and cook for the students, showing them how produce is used in recipes. These hands-on sessions include Q&A interaction on healthy eating and good nutrition. Each year, Southdale Elementary also features etiquette and table manners at a special 1-hour in-class session.
So this year I actually spent time cooking for them. So we did a small, simple cooking demo. So we demonstrated a carrot parsnip soup, since they talked and they saw root vegetables at Rosemary's Garden. So I know they got to taste a little bit of butternut squash there, but we also made a butternut squash muffin here today that they got to also sample. So this gives them the ability to kind of see it from the ground coming in, it's being handled, and then how to cook it. So we talked about cooking skills, why we roast things, how we can boil them, also how to cut with a knife properly so that they're not cutting their fingers. We talked about flavors, about herbs, how we flavor things with herbs and salt and pepper, all right? And then we also talked about baking. So we talked about how baking works and a little bit of the science behind it, like why do we use eggs in recipes? Because it holds everything together. Why do we use baking powder? Because it creates lift and it creates air in our cakes and batters. So those are some of the things they learned today.
The Days of Taste program concludes with a formal lunch for students at the Dayton Racquet Club. Students dress up for the lunch and experience fine dining in a formal setting. Table manners, etiquette, and healthy eating habits are reinforced. Students experience dining in a formal setting.
I think it's a great program for a lot of reasons. Some have said, and it's just to put a smile on a young, growing kid's face and see the inspiration is something that's fascinating because they are our leaders of tomorrow. And a one good happy day is something that I'd like to be a part of with everyone, whether it's a kid or an adult.
In addition to the Days of Taste program, the Dayton chapter of AIWF supports Southdale Elementary on an ongoing basis. The school has incorporated and expanded the Days of Taste program into their curriculum by maintaining garden plots at Rosemary's Garden and developing economics and marketing classes that support good nutrition and healthy eating habits. The Days of Taste program, a signature program for the Dayton American Institute of Wine and Food chapter.
Dirt made my lunch. Dirt made my lunch. Thank you, Dirt. Thanks a bunch. Because Dirt, you made my lunch.